I want to talk about Sac for a sec because
Hey.
I have a great relationship with Mozzy, who I know has had friction with certain artists
He has.
over the years. I think he might have friction with Brother Lynch at a certain point in time. I know he had some friction with Sibo.
Yeah, I put that. I didn't allow that. The Lynch thing, I was like, nah, man. You know, I talked to Lynch. And
Well, I know Mazi to be like a great guy, and he's got a great team like Dave O, and he's one of the new faces of the West Coast, and he's obviously a very talented guy. Have you guys had any opportunity to conversate or?
We've had interactions. I sent him. I remember after that thing happened, where it was like I think the comment was, I'm funking with Sibo. I'm funking with a Brother Lynch. I'm funking with an X-rated. And, you know, it pissed some people off. It ruffled some feathers that he worded it that way. And that was kind of me and Sibo's disagreement that we ended up having, was really over the fact that I stood on what I believed in regard to what Mazi was trying to say.
Well, yeah, and that also, like, that's how he talks. Like, I don't think that was meant in a disrespectful way.
It was not meant in a disrespectful way, in my humble opinion. And I remember saying, like, on Facebook, I jumped on Facebook. I'm in the pen, but I go on Facebook and say, hey, man, is it possible for me to be funking with a kid who might have been 5 when I left the streets, if he was alive at all?
Right.
We've never been on a yard. So can it be, how is it possible I'm funking? Or was it him, if he prefaced this statement with, just like I gotta respect what they did in their era, they gotta respect what I did in mine. So I felt like he was identifying a standard, because the question was essentially, why was he so dope? And his answer was, because we're dope. That was what he was fucking saying. That's how I took it.
Right.
And so when I said that, I know Mazi, even with all his people and who could feel something about that, he reposted what I said and threw hundreds across it. I said, Mazi know every word of Macaframalama. Mazi's first album cover is honor, a tribute to my first album cover.
Right.
First time they saw him with the fingers to the head. What is that?
Have you guys met yet?
We haven't, man. We've just the DM exchange. You know, I told him what I thought about. I told him about how I was the most disrespectful rapper in the history of Sacramento.
Right.
So you have a blood-dominated city who had itself being represented by Crip rappers for
nationally,
internationally.
National identity, it was, hey, Sibo, X-rated, Brother Lynch,
T Nutty, Looney Corleone. We were dominant,
right?
And I was super disrespectful in my music regard to other sets and the Psychoactive, Exorcist. It was very much gangy, and then I got to Unforgiven, and I remember I had a conversation with a brother from Oak Park who told me, man, we love your music, X. If you would let us, man, we'll slap your shit. If you would let us. And so I was like, damn, so who is y'all new booty ass niggas? You know what I mean? I'm like, we're 24th Street Crip, but even blood niggas got dubs on my shit and stug niggas in the South Side and Slam X-rated local and they out riding. I started kind of allowing people to be able to bump my music if they wanted to. It was a deliberate thing. And so I dropped that on Mazi. I just said, I feel like I didn't have anybody to tell me this, but a lot more people could be receptive to your music if you let them. And if you can not do these things, or if I could have not done those things, it would have done this for my career. And so that was really the last.
I think he's done a good job of doing that too recently.
Think so. Yeah, I think so.
Because I think, like, you know, that's one thing about him, like just knowing him as well as I do, just like his personal evolutions. I met him in 2017.
Right.
And it was like, he used to come to the radio station with like 50 dudes.
Yeah.
And now when he comes, he's got a tight crew. He's about his business. He stays out the way, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
So I just think it would be dope to have you guys have some sort of do a song together, man.
It's inevitable. I think music is a secondary thing. I'm not opposed to that being an outcome of the other thing. But if it need to just be an organic dialogue or organic, because right now my whole neighborhood is united, all of it. We got some stuff we got to deal with, but me, Sibo, Lynch, Looney, Nutty are all together, and the Block Movement Project is gonna happen. That's happening, and so from the perspective of what's best for Sacramento, Like, come on, bro. We can't celebrate. A nigga brought a Grammy home. He brought a Grammy to Sacramento. You can't fake Goosebumps, bro. But like a nigga from where we from won a Super Bowl. Why we going? I gotta act like I didn't just. I don't think that's dope.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here. The Black Panther soundtrack was, to me, as a MC from my hometown and an OG from my hometown. That nigga being on the Black Panther soundtrack, I thought that was dope.
For sure.
Him having Kendrick acknowledge him while he just won fucking rap album of the year on the stage at the Grammys. I was watching that with a burrito. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I thought that was dope.
Right.
This is what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
A bunch of rappers rapping for each other in the hood? Or are we trying to penetrate the Pantheon? Are we trying to get to Mount Rushmore? Are we trying to get to Mount Olympus? I just had Rakim post my shit. Right? Fuck we doing? And so I feel like if we can't get to the point of just even being able to say that human being from Sacramento, California, just did some shit for us. That happened really for us. That was that Sacramento just smacked some hip hop shit. We just did some milestone type shit.
Right.
I think that gotta be celebrated, and I think politics prevent a lot of things from being celebrated that should be
all over California.
Indeed, but especially in Sacramento. And Cedric Singleton had a relationship, and I don't. It's not for me to say what their relationship continues to be, but from what Cedric has communicated to me, he loves Mazi. So for Cedric, the potential of, like, Cedric was the first one. Like, hey man, I don't want you doing none of that. And he told me, that's my baby boy, man. Just like Cedric runs Oak Park. He not runs Oak Park, but he came from Oak Park. You know what I mean? He runs Red. And if he defaults and you say it's smoke, and you look around, see who gonna pop up for Cedric, it's gonna be
guys in red. Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of Oak Park.
Right.
And it's gonna be a lot of, I'm gonna be there. Right. I'm gonna care. And so we share a godfather. It's like Cedric's our Jay Prince in a way. You know what I mean? He created him and Meek.
For sure.
Meek is our Harry O. Right. Cedric's our Suge Knight. You know?
Right.
So it's like, we not gonna play about that. The OG heart would be broken if I was on some fuck shit in relation to Mazi. So I think it got played the way it got played. I've seen recent interviews where Bo talked to court about, how he felt. Like, he just felt like it was a little bit too much and not enough respect involved in it. Everybody got to speak for themselves. But what I think is the healthiest thing for Sacramento, California, and the healthiest thing for the kids watching right now, hoping that they got an opportunity to get involved and be the next one to pop this shit off, that they know that they gonna get the support of the OGs. They gotta know that. LA, Crips and Bloods get on stage October of 2011 and pass a torch to Kendrick Lamar, who cries on stage, and it's Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, The Game, DJ Quick, Dr. Dre. They did that in 2011.
And fast forward, the pop out happens. Everybody's on stage.
Man, we ain't understanding what the fuck we doing. That Willie Lynch shit, it's a lot of reasons why, bro. But I'm like, what are we doing, man? If I feel very strongly about that, what the fuck we doing, bro? Right. We gonna hate when and it's real reasons. It's real reasons. So in defense of even the homies, it's real reasons for bitterness on both sides. But it's like, if we gonna wait for if we gonna tit for tat it, this can't stop.
It'll never stop.
It can't stop. Because who scored last?
It's forever.
And some shit is like, some shit people just can't get over, ain't gonna never get over. But in terms of hip hop, what it means to the culture, I think a Sibo and a Mazi having a conversation could be healthy for the culture. I think, myself, Brother Lynch Young, I think that this is the type of shit that I would like to organically occur. With input from other people, but I think it would be devastating to the psychology of people who are waiting for their turn. I think it would be beautiful to inform them that they could choose better pathways than we did, and be supported. Maybe we stand on the stage and we're giving the torch to the next motherfucker. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's necessary.